Are these natural growing pains with new offense, or could you just talk about why there's been no consistency, identity, or whatever you want to say about what's going on offense?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, we really just simple. We just got to execute. Every player got to be better. Um, guess you can call it natural growing pains, whatever you want to call it. But we 5-6 weeks in. We just got to continue to just go back to work and do the things we said we was going to do and what we worked on in the springtime. Get on the same page, timing, etc. Getting open. Um, and at the end of the day, that's what we just got to do.
From what we saw, in OTAs and training camp, I mean, you and Dak seemed to have a rapport, and you were getting the ball a lot. Is it a little surprising you haven't had more opportunities come your way? Do you feel that's going to happen, or just where you guys?
I'm definitely trusting the process. What I do every single day, regardless, good or bad, I'm coming in here and I'm going to work. At the end of the day, you think about some of those games that we won. Defense put up points. We got ahead early. Rain game at the beginning, whatever the case may be. I'm trusting the process, and that's what I'm always going to do. At the end of the day, just work harder, and that's what I think to myself. Come in, work harder, be better. So when those opportunities do come, be ready.
You've been in a lot of different places. What is this offense's identity? What are y'all trying to be on offense?
Well, we got so many playmakers on this offense, right? And so, the thought process is when you have that many playmakers, you get the ball to them. But right now, like I said, as receivers, I take it personal. We got to be better. Whatever the identity is, we got a great run game. I think we got a great pass game. We can talk about it. We just got to be able to show it. And the only way that you do that is go out there and put up points and move the ball. Let's not get it twisted. We've been moving the ball very well throughout the year. Just some of those 2 games we lost, we didn't do that. And we absolutely just got to be better.
CD expresses frustration, and he's talking to Mike, and I'm sure you've been there. How do you help him as a veteran guy, a guy who's been around a little bit longer than him, to say, hey, it's going to be okay?
Yeah, I just continue to tell him, trust the process. I've been in those shoes before, being a younger guy. I get it. He's a competitor. At the end of the day, he wants to win, and part of that winning is, in his mind, and which I believe is him touching the ball. But we just got to trust it. And that's what I tell him. Just trust it. Come back, go to work. Like I say, just work harder, and then when we look up, when we are doing it, we're gonna look back at some of those growing pains and be like, man, I'm glad we went through those things early. We hit adversity now, but it's a long season, and we're gonna hit our stride. I truly believe that.
Will your younger self be as patient as you are now?
To be honest with you, no, I don't think I would have. But I also have, vets, doing the same thing that I'm telling CD now. Like, man, trust it. It's going to come, and when it's come in tenfold. And I truly believe that for him. I believe that for our offense. But like I said, the only way to do it is just to do it, and enough talking about it.
You talk about receivers taking responsibility. Getting open, is that something receiver thing, scheme thing?
It's everything. It's everything. But personally, I say just for ourselves, when we look at the film, look ourselves in the mirror and don't worry about everything else. Control the things that you can control, and that's getting open. And whatever the play called, trust that process, trust that play, and do our best to get open, period.
So your second time going through a loss here. What have you seen from Jack as far as how he rebounds in these weeks?
He goes back to work. Win or lose, he's going to get back to work his tail off, and that's what you expect from your quarterback, and that's what he's doing. And his demand from us, goes up, and I love it, because at the end of the day, he takes a lot of the heat, but really, we all can help him in some sort of way.
Can you talk more about that? I mean, Ferguson was saying, he's getting more work after practice with Jack. Is there a lot more of that going on in these types?
More work, more film together. Letting him speak on how he sees things, and us adjusting as pass catchers. At the end of the day, what he wants is what he wants, and then we gotta make it work as receivers. So you're seeing a little more of that, but yeah.
When you run a go route, kind of for the love of the game, and you attract 2 DBs with you, and it opens up for someone like CD. How much pride, even though you don't get any statistics from that, like
I love every bit of it because, you know, as long as we moving the ball and they paying attention to me deep, and guys like CD, whoever the case, getting open, at the end of the day, I just want to win. I truly mean that. And so whatever it takes, you know, I'm willing to do. Yeah.
is there a moment earlier in your career where you were outwardly agitated with not getting the ball? Like, was that ever you?
I feel like there were some moments in my younger career where that's happened. You know, I look back at them. I don't regret it. I just learned from it, right? And I try to, you know, be that voice for the younger guys. Like, yo, I've been through that situation before. At the end of the day, that emotion outwardly ain't worth it. I get it. But we all kind of learn, right, in our own ways.
Why isn't it worth it? Why doesn't it work out?
Because you can, for me at least, you know, you go down this rabbit hole of thinking about getting the ball, and then when it does come, you're not ready because you're so emotionally involved in when you weren't getting it. And that's speaking for myself in my early years.
So you slammed a few tablets in your day.
Perhaps a few tablets, maybe more so in private than in public, but don't I ain't perfect. You know what I mean? I've been there before. I get it though. Like, you know, I want to win, and so we competitors. It's all a part of the game.
Speaking out, is that just a composure thing? You can't help yourself when you're frustrated, you know, about not getting the ball, or what goes into it?
Just emotion, you know. It's emotion in the high stakes game. Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.